Hey everyone, I'm Toni Taylor with Interconnect Mortgage in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, and today we're talking about one of the most important questions in the home buying process. How much house can you actually afford? And I want to be really honest with you from the start. The answer is not just about what the bank will approve you for. It's about what you're actually comfortable paying every month without feeling house poor. Those two numbers are not always the same, and the gap between them is where a lot of buyers get into trouble. So today we're going to cover the real numbers, how lenders calculate what you qualify for, what the actual cost of homeownership looks like in Florida, and how much cash you actually need, and how to figure out your real number today. So let's start with how lenders think about affordability. The most important calculation a lender makes when reviewing your application is your debt-to-income ratio. We call it a DTI. It's simple math, your total monthly debt payments divided by your gross monthly income. There are actually two DTI numbers that lenders look at. A front-end DTI is just your housing payment. That includes your mortgage, principal, interest, property taxes, and homeowner's insurance and an HOA due if you have them, divided into your gross income. Then there's also the back-end DTI, which is all of your monthly debt payments. Housing plus car payments plus student loans plus credit card minimums plus any other installment debts divided by your gross monthly income. For conventional loans, most lenders want your back-end DTI below 50%. Some lenders will limit you at 45%. FHA loans allow up to 43% and sometimes higher with compensating factors. We are often able to close people with a 55% debt ratio in FHA. VA loans are more flexible. They focus on something called residual income rather than strict DTI limits. Now, let me show you what this actually looks like with real numbers. Let's say you and your spouse have a combined gross monthly income of $8,000. You have a car payment of $450, a student loan of $200, and a credit card minimum of $100. That's $750 in existing monthly payments. Now, let's apply the conventional 45% back-end DTI limit. $8,000 times 45% equals $3,600. That's the maximum total debt you can carry, including your housing payment. Subtract your $750 in existing debts, and that leaves $2,850 for your housing payment. Here's where it gets important. That $2,850 is not all going towards your mortgage. It has to cover property taxes, homeowner's insurance, and HOA dues if the property is in an HOA. In Palm Beach County and the surrounding areas, those numbers could add about $500 to $800 a month depending on the home. So your actual principal and interest payment, the part that goes towards buying the home, might be in the range of $2,050 to $2,350. At today's interest rate, that translates into a purchase price of roughly $300,000 to $380,000 range, depending on your down payment. Now, let's talk about the cost most buyers forget to factor in, because this is where a lot of people get surprised. Property taxes in Florida, Palm Beach County's effective tax rate is roughly 1 to 1.2% of the assessed value annually. On a $400,000 home, that's $400 to $4,800 a year. That's $333 to $400 a month added to your payment. Homeowner's insurance. Florida has some of the highest homeowner's insurance rates in the country. Budget $200 to $400 or more per month depending on the home, the location, and your coverages. If you're in a flood zone, you'll also need a separate flood policy on top of that. HOA dues. Many communities in Florida and the surrounding areas have HOA fees. These can range from $50 to $500 or more per month, and they are included in your DTI calculation. PMI or private mortgage insurance. If you put less than 20% down, you're going to have to pay PMI on a conventional mortgage. Typically 0.5 to 1.5% of the loan amount annually. On a $350,000 loan, that's roughly $150 to $440 a month until you reach 20% equity. Maintenance and repairs. The general rule of thumb is budget 1% of the home's value per year for maintenance. On a $400,000 home, that's $4,000 annually or about $333 a month. And utilities. Moving from an apartment to a house in Florida almost always means higher electric bills. Air conditioning in South Florida is not cheap. We need to budget for it. Now let's talk about how much cash you need to actually close. A lot of buyers focus on the down payment and forget about everything else. Here's the full picture. Down payment 3 to 20% of the purchase price depending on your loan type. Closing costs 2 to 5% of the loan amount. Prepaid items, things like your first year of homeowner's insurance, prepaid interest, and your escrow setup, usually between $2,000 to $5,000. A home inspection, $300 to $500 typically. Moving costs $1,000 to $5,000 depending on how far you're moving and how much stuff you have. And an emergency reserve. I always recommend having 3 to 6 months of housing costs set aside after closing. On a $350,000 home with 5% down, you're looking at roughly $17,500 for down payment plus $700 to $17,500 in closing costs. So the total cash you would need before reserves is between $25,000 and $35,000. That number surprises a lot of people. But knowing it up front means you can plan for it rather than be shocked at the closing table. Now, let me give you a simple exercise to figure out your real number right now. Step 1. Add up your gross monthly income before taxes. If you're self-employed, use your average net income from the last 2 years of tax returns. Step 2. Add up all your monthly debts. Car loans, student loans, credit card minimums, and anything else that you have. Step 3. Multiply your gross income by 0.45. Subtract your existing debt payments. That's your rough maximum monthly housing payment. Step 4, subtract an estimated $500 to $800 for taxes, insurances, and HOA. What's left is roughly your maximum principal and interest payment. Step 5, bring that number to me and I'll tell you exactly what the purchase price it translates into in today's rates. Or honestly, just skip the math and book a free consultation. We'll run the numbers together in about 15 minutes and you'll walk away knowing your real number. No guessing, no surprises, just clarity. Before you fall in love with anything. I also have a free pre-approval checklist available in the description below. It covers every document you'll need to gather before applying, organized by category so nothing gets missed. Download it, start getting organized, and when you're ready to talk numbers, we're here. I'm Toni Taylor with Interconnect Mortgage in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. If this was helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more real talk about buying a home in Florida. We'll see you in the next one.